everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You join me on an extremely windy Brean beach, and it's the day after Storm Amy hit the UK. It's still very, very windy. I hope the video comes out okay with the wind noise. I've decided to give it a go today, and I'm on my own, which unfortunately means I've got to dig my own bait. It's a bit of a struggle, to be honest. They're very small worms today, but I've given myself an hour to dig, so I've got high tide at 6:30, a nice big spring. There's probably going to be a lot of weed in the water, I should imagine, but I imagine that the bass will be in, and who knows what else. I'm going to fish short pulleys, size 1 Varavas saltwater champions on a pennel. Yeah, it's just going to be a short sort of two and a bit hour session. I'm not going to give it too long, so I'll just finish digging some bait and then I'll join you shortly. You can see the worms unfortunately aren't very big. I'm going to need a few more than that for the session, so I better get to it. Well, there we go, that's my bait today. Freshly dug lug, hard earned dug lug, I'll have to say, on a 2.5 foot pulley. Right, let's get the other one baited up and get it out there. Right, here we are. There's quite a bit of weed in the sea, as you can see. I might have to come down and clear some weed when I've got the lines out. I'm not going to put the grips in there. I might surprise some of you, but it's very soft sand. You can get stuck in it, but also it's straight in, so there shouldn't be too much lateral, so I'm just going to leave the grips out. I might put them in later in the tide. There we go. You've got to think that after Storm Amy yesterday, and the way it's churned up the sea, there's going to be loads of food in there for bass and goodness knows what else. I would imagine bass mainly. Still a bit, well, I mean, there's a minuscule chance of a codling, but I'm certainly not going to hold my breath for it. Back when we started fishing this beach in the mid-80s, you'd always say 1st of October was the start of the cod season on this beach, and we used to come down and catch, me and Chris, half a dozen between us in a tide easy for many years, but recently unfortunately it's been very hit and miss. We keep the rods really low, just waiting for a slackline bite or a drift off to the right mainly. But it's eminently fishable. It might be a bit of a forlorn exercise trying to clear the weed, but you don't want too much on it. This and someone else's line there, but you can see there's my line. I really don't want that cause up in too much weed if I can help it. Coming in very rapidly, as you can see. Trying to move back. Tell you what, you come down to Brean, dig your own bait and fish a big spring like this. It's a good workout. I mean, the walk to the beach itself isn't too bad, but there's a fair bit of walking going back with the tide. Time for a sit down and a cup of tea. Look at that, look at that drop in there, look at that slack. That's got to be a fish. Well, it doesn't feel like it. Surely that's a fish. It just went so slack. Can't actually feel much. Oh, there's something there. Hey! A little baba bass. Well, I guess they'd be there. He's off. Good start. We could do with his dad next. I'll have to move back again. It's a bit wild today. Oh, good news, Newcastle have won 2-0 against Forest. We'll watch that later. Can't really tell from the rod tips, it's just so windy. Yeah, that's going slack again, I'm going to have that in. I'll have him in. Could be something there. You can't really tell how big they are when you're pulling them in on a big wave like this until they get quite close. I think it's huge. Ooh, crikey, I better walk back there, I think. Just beyond that second wave. I don't think this is a bad fish actually. Come on. Whoa, he wants to go. Try and surf him in. Yeah, a bit bigger. Nice. There you go, that's a nice fish. We'll get him straight back into the sea. Lovely. Pleased with that. Off he goes. Lovely. What a good start. Fish on each of the first two casts. I want to do a bit of extra bait digging before the tide covers all the lug beds. It's going to carry on like that. They're not very big worms up this end of the beach. And still the tide comes. Well, nothing to report in the last 40 minutes or so. Tide's quickly making its way up the beach. Got another hour and a half of tide to go. Still confident of another bass though. You can see where Storm Amy has dislodged all the peat from the peat ledges that are about 500 yards out there. And there's sort of chunks of this all along the beach. The sea is a very powerful thing. Well, we're edging closer to high tide and unfortunately nothing has been happening. Looks perfect, bassy sea. I'm not really quite sure why I haven't had any more than I have already. I'm going to give it another 15 minutes or so. I'm off to Chesil tomorrow. It's been pretty well unfishable Saturday and today, but I feel that it might have settled down. There could be some fish about tomorrow, so I'll give that a go. Come on, one more fish, that's all I ask for. There's a bite. Yeah, I'm in. Excellent. Just about to pack up too. Come on then. And not get wet willies, wet feet, I mean. Another bass, I think. Yep. Oh well. There we go. Again, not big, but great fun, and what a beautiful evening to catch fish on. So we'll get him popped back, and all that remains is me to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. A bit of fun, a couple of hours on my local beach, and some fish as well. So thanks for watching, take care everybody, tight lines.